The ultimate fishing experience is brought to you by Lund Boats. This week on the Ultimate Fishing Experience, we travel to the Missouri River in South Dakota, where we'll join Lund Pro Chad Schilling as he hunts down Lake Oahe's best-kept secret, slab black and white crappies. Then we'll switch over to what vast Lake Oahe is most famous for, walleyes. Lots and lots of walleyes. Chad will be joined by his kids' salmon boat for a Father's Day walleye fishing bonanza.
Oh, we got him! All right.
It's time to break out those bottom bouncers, fire up the kicker motor, and get the net ready. It's going to be a real feeding frenzy, Oahe style.
We got another one on. Hi, I'm Chad Schilling with Lund Pro, owner and operator of Oahe Wings and Walleyes here in Akaska, South Dakota, just south of Mobridge, a tiny little fishing community right here on the Missouri River. We run a full-service fishing and hunting business. We specialize in pheasant hunting and walleye fishing. We also add in some crappie fishing here in the spring of the year. And it just so happens it's that time of year, so we're going to go out and catch some of them big crappies that Lake Oahe has to offer. We're about dead central on the Missouri River. We have a major tributary that comes in from the west right here, the Morrow River. There's only 3 major tributaries that come into the Missouri River. The Grand River, our Morrow River, and the Cheyenne River down by Pier. But then the Morrow River is our bread and butter. It's where our crappies live, it's where the crappies started. 5 years ago, if you caught a crappie, I knew exactly where you were. There was no other place. But it seems like that's kind of ballooned out, and now they're catching a lot of crappies out of the Morrow River, some of them out of the Cheyenne River, and every tributary in between has a few. The walleye fishing is out of control. We've had like 5 year classes there that just blew up. The spawn was amazing. No better place to run a guide service, I know that. I'm blessed to be where I'm at for sure. Just got the boat off the trailer and the ramp's pretty busy, so I'll show you one of my favorite options with the iPilot and the Minn Kota here. I do this all over the country when I'm tournament fishing because a lot of times you're by yourself and you don't want to tie up the boat ramp. I'm going to run the boat out here with the remote control, just like playing video games. Once I have it out of here, out of the way so other people can use the ramp, I use the spot lock feature. I go up and park the truck, I come back, I drive it back, and I jump in, and away I go without tying up the boat ramp. Well, here we go. Heading up to the Morrow River. We're in Swan Creek right now. We got a short little john about 5 miles, and we'll be up where we'll start to search for the crappies. Let's hit it. Good sign when you're slowing down. We just rolled back here into the Morrow River where I catch most of my crappies, almost 90% of the fish, and we're marking fish as I'm slowing down. I'm not even down to speed yet, but they tend to move every day. I never seem to catch them in the exact same spot. I'm gonna go through them with some bottom bouncers and some minnows and catch a few quick, kind of mark a spot, kind of locate them, and then I'll hunker down on them with the Minn Kota and beat them up a little bit. So we'll do a little search and destroy here quick. I keep it pretty simple. This one actually has a smiley blade on it. It doesn't really matter so much what you use. I like the Pro Tackle propeller rigs, are really good. Put just a plain fathead minnow on there. I just lip hook them. I've got a 1 ounce bouncer on the front. I'm spending most of my time in that 10 to 12 feet of water, and I just let that swim through the water. Really nice. It doesn't seem like they're very picky. They come up when you get on the right fish, they will eat it. So this one here, I just stick it in the rod holder and let it bend over. Got a 9-foot rod here, and it kind of does it for me. In South Dakota, we're allowed to use 2 rods, so we always have multiple rods out, and rod holders are pretty key when you're doing that, trolling or bait fishing like we're doing here. This sports track system is so sweet. Right now, I wanted my rods to the front of the boat, so when I'm trolling ahead, I have them right there in plain view. Later on, I decide I want to be drifting, I can spread 2 of them out. Instead of drilling holes in your boat or mounting them to the railing, now I can have that rod holder anywhere I want, and it's one of the best features. It's convenient, handy, and very user-friendly. Right at that time. They're liking that spinner today, but they're not getting it 8, so we'll mess with them here a little. There, we got him. Man, that's a crappie. We knew they were. I mean, we had a bunch of bites there in a hurry. That is not a crappie, I don't believe. Maybe. Starting to shake like a crappie, actually. If it's a crappie, it's a decent one. It's not. Come in here, pal. We're not looking for you right now, but it's fun to catch you anyway. 14 inches. Oh, that, look at me. One of the things we've done a lot this year is when we're catching so many fish and going through so many numbers, we started adding plastic a lot to our bottom bouncers. I'm taking just a regular old ringworm here. It's a Berkeley ringworm. Biting off just a little piece of it and putting it on there. It's great for the crappies, walleyes, smallmouths love it. And then I just slide it onto a slow death hook. And that's it, no bait, just that. I push it up so it's all the way to the eye and leave a little tail. This will work until they bite the tail off, and even then sometimes it still works, but got a nice knot in the line, that's great. There we go. That's it. There, we got him. Boy, that took some convincing. There's a better white. That's what we're after. You know, the old search method is exactly what we got to do a bunch of. We had to do a bunch of searching for them. They've moved, just like I always tell my customers, don't go and fish memories, fish where you're gonna look for them. And you know, I guess she's up here looking to spawn, and she's moved a quarter mile from where I caught him yesterday. I think we've got something found now though. We can set up on him and maybe beat him up a little bit with some jigs. We got one on the other rod too, so let's go ahead and do this.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Mercury Marine, 75 years of marine excellence.
Okay, what we're doing is we're switching over to the jigs. I got out a 6.5 foot medium light rod. Just got a little reel, a little 1500 series reel, and I'm going with a 16th or an 1/8 ounce jig. Right here I have an 1/8 ounce. Just depends on their attitude. I'll actually switch and go to a plain lead head sometimes with a minnow when they're real finicky. But the way the bite's been lately, I don't use many minnows. I kind of stick with just the plastic. And the line I'm using is the Berkeley Crystal in the orange, and that's an 8-pound test. And we just use that. We do use these same rigs for walleyes. I'm using a short lead of fluorocarbon in front of it. It's not super important, but some days it does make a difference. Let's see if we can't beat them up a little. Like we started earlier, we had dead flat conditions, which is pretty rare here in South Dakota. Most of the fish caught on this system, a lot of them are caught drifting. And this boat is amazing. All I've done is turned it. I'm not running nothing. The boat just drifts. The IPS 2 hull, I mean, it sits low in the water. The wind don't catch any certain part of it. The boat just slides perfectly horizontal to the waves. Makes my life, like the spot lock and everything else, so much easier. I'm not fighting the boat trying to keep it straight so the lines are straight when I have customers in here. I just let the boat slide along and it does it for me. I control my depth in and out with the trolling motor, but for the most part, the boat does it for me. I just lifted the slack out of it when he moved it that time. Well, I got the little guys going. Got to catch all sizes to know they're going to be here next year. First, the clients will catch one like this and they always say, man, that's a nice crappie. And I'm like, just wait, you'll see the crappies here pretty soon, but. Double sticking them. Oh, here we go. That's what we're looking for. You know, that tinsel jig, I actually set it down on the side of the boat right here by my feet, and it was hanging there real subtle. And we got us a little bigger female there. She pretty, got a lot of that dark color. And actually it might be a male. It's got a little bit more color to it. But just a classic representative fish. I mean, we catch plenty of them this size. And we'll get one bigger than this in a hurry. The wind's coming at an angle here now, and when I'm casting up there, all the crappies are right here on this little flat, and I'm getting bit every cast, but I'm missing a lot of fish because of the bow in my line. I'm gonna slide the boat out here, hit that spot lock. I'm gonna use the platform they built me back here. It's gonna make it so much more convenient to fish out of, and I'm casting with the wind and not putting the bow in my line. So we're gonna reposition here quick, reset the boat. I hit the anchor button, boom, the boat sits right here. So the spot lock's set. I walk to the back of the boat. I can fish back here and fish towards my target and get bit while I'm walking back there. And he ate it. Now my fish are back here. It's so much easier to be able to stand in the back of the boat and fish towards them instead of being up there casting all the way across the boat. And all I do is fish. When I'm guiding, I'm running around the boat right now, netting fish, taking fish off. I have no worries. I can attend to my customers like never before that option came out. It's a great deal. I used to kind of be proud of my boat control. I used to run a cable drive and run around and be able to pull myself back and keep on the spot. I don't do any running around no more. The boat and the trolling motor together, the Minn Kota, do it for me. So this crappie fishing, my favorite way in the world to catch fish is with a jig in my hand. The addition of the crappies to Lake Oahe, being able to go and pitch jigs for another month. And they're pretty hard to beat on the table too. Yeah, a little bigger one there, but still just nice ones. Come on, girl. Well, as you can see, I love the back end of this boat. It's huge. It's exactly what I need for my business. The more room, the better. And when I'm tournament fishing out on the big water, it makes a big, comfortable ride. It's something that I can believe in and feel safe in. Another great feature is a huge live well. I mean, our tournaments, we fish here, we fish on the Great Lakes. We need a lot of space with good aerators and everything. I've not lost a fish in this boat, and I don't plan on losing any with this live well. I keep them all alive. We have so much storage. A locker storage on both sides, rod storage on this side, a huge rod locker up front, 60-gallon fuel tank. I make runs, I tend to do the biggest runs in the tournaments when we do them. I'm the guy who don't have to stop and get fuel because I have enough to start with and I don't have to haul an extra tank or do any of that. When you get up front, you have all this storage. Very few boats, when you buy them, you feel like you gotta buy more gear just to fill them up, and this is one of them because it holds more gear than a person has to begin with. So everything I need, own, or want is in here, and that's a very handy thing when it comes to fishing for a living or fishing tournaments like I do. All right, it took 2 more casts after our reposition, but it's so much easier when you use your boat to your advantage. And like I said, we have this great big boat, great big platform with the spot lock on the Minn Kota. It makes life pretty easy. We beat up on the crappies enough. When we come back, Lake Oahe's famous walleyes. Okay, nice and easy, Ben. When you get them out of here, you bring them up nice and easy. Now reel. Oh, he went on the planer board too. One on that planer board, Bo. Well, we're converting over to the walleyes here on Lake Oahe, and ironically, it's Father's Day, so what a great day to spend with the kids, and we're gonna use some of their tactics and go out here and catch a few of these. Enjoy the day. Here you go, buddy. That's what you want, huh? All right, Sam, what do you got there? Cool, excellent. I'll bet they'll eat it, right? Who's gonna get the big one? I don't know. All right, let's get this set up and then we'll pull some planer boards and some lead core. 110, now one more, buddy. Give it a little pull. When it gets 120, stop it. There you go, stop it. Good, 122, that's Dad's lucky number, 22. Uh-oh, that ain't gonna take long. You'll have one in no time. Well, what we're doing here is we're gonna do some contour trolling. Just gonna pick a big long straightaway down here on the west side, just across from Swan Creek, and make it a little easier for the kids. I'm just gonna run 4 rods. I'm gonna put 2 planer boards, one up against shore, one out suspended, and run 2 lead core out the back. We're not tournament fishing. We're gonna come out here and catch a bunch of fish and make it fun and enjoy the day. So we're gonna get a nice spread out that the kids won't have to worry about tangles, and we'll cover some water quick. Hopefully contact the big eye. I guess you do have it, Bo. It was a white bass. After it hit, it ran at us. There you go. Now lift. Just lift. Don't reel. Lift. Lift. Good job. There's the ones we're looking for. Sure. It's a walleye. Oh, we got one on the board too out there. Mass Chaos. Hey, that's a little better one, Bo. Nicely done, Bo. That's a nice eater.
Oh, yeah,
That citrus shad keeps catching the right fish. Now we got to get a bigger one on him. Oh, there's one on that board too. We only got 4 rods out and we got one without a fish on it, I guess. So, you know, just the perfect eater. I better get to work here. They're coming in with them like crazy. Good job, Sam. Keep cranking on yours too, Bo. Yeah, there's definitely something to be said about covering a bunch of water and using this 9.9 kicker motor. We 3 on right now, doing a little road hunting, as I call it, 2 mile an hour, and the kids are staying busy. It don't get much better for a couple of kids to go out and catch some fish. You know, right now I'm using the Pro Kicker. I will mix it up and use the Minn Kota with it, but we're on a lot of contours right now. We're pulling in and out of points and hitting the bays and the cups, and so my real fast steering, I do it with the Pro Kicker. It's so reliable. I mean, we've been doing a lot of jig fishing and stuff, and I haven't started that motor in a week, and I hit the button a couple times and away she goes, and it just runs smooth and quiet all day long. When I call on it, it does its job. Yeah, this 9.9 Pro Kicker, it's like one of my most favorite tools on this boat. It has the ability to troll down at super slow speeds. I mean, I slow down and this thing is absolutely silent. It has exhaust that goes right through the oversized prop. They put that oversized prop on it right away, and you can just feel the extra control. Like, the steering is immediate, the speed is, I mean, I can slow this thing down to a crawl. I can pull spinner harnesses with no issues at all with this. One of the other great features about it is the steering options. We have adjustment for tension adjustment there, where if I want this motor to turn really easy, it can, or I can lock it down to where, I mean, I got to push on it to get it to tighten down to turn. It's the tightening down is excellent when you're doing big straightaways or you're out trolling on the Great Lakes. You set that motor straight and you can steer with your front motor. The ability of this motor to control speeds is just amazing. You can get right down to the 1/10 of a mile an hour for what you're looking for. The quick and easy tilt trims is excellent. The throttle adjust for speed. You can set your tension on your throttle adjust. It's just a lot of things, a lot of options that make this motor my favorite kicker motor on the market today. And you know, it's a reliable piece of machinery that I count on day in, day out, both in guiding and in the tournament world. They have the strap system. Like, when you tilt this motor up, it doesn't do the flopping back and forth and banging off your big outboard. It's solid, it's steady. All you do is trim the motor up and it centers itself and locks it in place. It's a super quiet, reliable tool that, like I said, I use it every day. Both operations, tournament and guiding. And there you have it, today's Pro Kicker with excellent speed control for all applications. You know, on Lake Oahe here, actually the possibilities are limitless. A lot of walleyes caught here, and other species as well, are caught on a bottom bouncer, the spinner harness rig. Guys will Lindy rig like they do in Minnesota with creek chubs. You can jig them, you can use planer boards for suspended fish. We do, thanks to the Parsons a couple of years, the Oahe's becoming pretty known for pulling spinner baits through the trees. Seems like our walleyes here will eat about anything. And one of the best techniques is what we're doing right now. We've got some lead core out and we're contour trolling, following it. The lead makes it possible to keep our baits right in the right position. And it's a great way for the kids to crank in some bigger fish and not have to worry about keeping the line exactly tight. We get away with a little more this way. And the Lund makes it possible to do them all. I have everything in here. We don't have one thing out on the floor for tackle. We have everything in the boat, yet we're able to adjust to whatever the conditions ask for. Boy, when the weather's like this and the bite's like this, that's a good thing. Oh, here we go. There you go, Sam, you called it.
Good
Good job, Sam. It's a nice walleye. Back up, Sam. Remember, back all the way up by the windshield. I don't think so, Bo. That's a nice crappie, Samantha. That's a really nice crappie. Go, Sam. What do you got, man?
I think it's a walleye.
It's a lot nicer fish. Oh, we got him. All right. But in the last little stretch here, after working for him, we're getting some bigger ones. Keep your rod tip up. No, you're not jumping in. Oh my gosh, nice fish. Let me out some line, Sam. Oh my goodness, Sam. Get over here, you guys. Get in here. What a way to end Father's Day. Hey guys, thanks for being here, and what a fun day. Get out here to Lake Oahe, you guys. Lots of opportunities. Walleye, crappies, smallmouth. You know, thanks for joining us on this show. It was a lot of fun making. Me and the kids on Father's Day. Don't get any better than that.
Thanks for joining us. If you'd like more information, check out lundboats.com or these other online outlets.